get in D-Street chatter. Nimesh joins in with an insight into dealing room. Nimesh, there has been a fair amount of capitulation in the market. What are the tidbits that you've gathered from dealing rooms?
Before I talk about the markets, just a word on a couple of stocks that you highlighted, the likes of Hyundai, the likes of IndusInd Bank. They've recovered sharply intraday only because of the MSCI flow. Hyundai is getting added to the MSCI, and hence you're seeing a big reversal in that stock. Similar is the case with IndusInd Bank as well. So a lot of these, stocks will see a reaction in the last 30 minutes because of the MSCI rebalancing, and that would mean that the institutional flow may look very large today. That's because of the $1.4 billion of inflow only because of the MSCI. So that's something one needs to take into account. But except MSCI, the feedback is that there is buying interest in financial names now, and for a change, after a long time, some bit of buying seems to be back in the large private bank names. So that's a bit of a change in terms of stance as well from an institutional activity point of view, that there is buying now in the financial names. But the flip side is there is massive correction in the broader market names, kind of a carnage there, and there is a lot of pessimism now from retail HNI investors. So clearly that's one leg which is showing some signs of capitulation, and people are like throwing in the towel. But so even there, surprisingly, Mangalam, the feedback was that today some buying has happened from some large HNIs and some large investors into some select stocks. So again, today's fall to a small extent has been used to nibble by some influential names. That's the overall feedback from a flow perspective. The other challenge is the technical levels. What we should talk about, that 20 to 800 is a very big support. Now that will turn out to be a very big resistance on the upside. So you might see a bit of a pullback. We have to watch out for the GDP data today. That can give us a bit of a booster on Monday morning. But now I guess it will be sell on rise rally, and 20 to 800 will now act as a very big resistance, which erstwhile was a very big technical support on the Nifty.
Okay, all right, got that, Nimesh. What about individual stocks, though? Fill us in with some of those names.
Well, so in terms of individual names, the first stock is Granules. That stock is massively under pressure today, down 7%. In fact, the stock is relatively underperformed in the last few weeks. But interestingly, from a flow perspective, a couple of domestic institutions have been aggressive buyers since the US FDA clampdown came on that company. And interestingly, one of the domestic large fund is likely to cross the holding by 5% in Laurus very soon. So that's the first name, which is Laurus. The second, Granules India. The second stock is Varun Beverages. Even that stock has seen a massive correction from the highs. We've seen a one-way down. Now at these levels, some bit of nibbling is happening. First signs of buying interest from large institutions in Varun at these levels. So that's the second name. The third stock is Embassy REIT. Again, normally don't talk too much about this stock. There was large volumes yesterday as well. I guess it was a clean-out trade from a long-only fund. That fund is completely sold out now, and now some bit of buying is back in Embassy REIT as well. So that's the third name. And the last is Macrotech Developers. Again, after a massive correction in all the real estate names, some signs of buying interest is back, and interestingly, Macrotech stands out in terms of buying flows from large institutions today. So in a weak market, I guess today there is some signs of buying interest and nibbling happening, both from institutions as well as HNI investors.
All right, good to hear that. Nimesh, thank you very much for that. So we take that feedback. Talk to you again